Hey guys, I'm Miss Cooper and I have
Miss Hatton
here with me today, and we're going to learn about carbohydrates, also known as carbs. So the first thing that we're going to talk about are the carbs boundaries. Now, what I mean by boundary is it's a limitation. So what do only carbs have? And the thing that makes it a carb is they all have a subunit of what's called a monosaccharide. So Miss Hatton, what is this right here?
Okay, right here, guys, we have a picture of a simple sugar, also known as a monosaccharide. These make up what can be combined to make carbs.
The components of a carbohydrate are carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, but they have to be found in a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio. So for example, we have CH2O, but we can also have a multiple of that, so C6H12O6, which can be condensed down back to our 1 to 2 to 1 ratio.
So what you're saying is if it has those things, but it's not in that ratio, it's not a carb?
Exactly.
Okay. All right, the next thing are interactions. Our carbohydrates, what their main function is they're used to store energy. And like I mentioned earlier, we can take simple carbs, also if you remember, monosaccharides. We can combine them together to make disaccharides, trisaccharides, or even polysaccharides.
So what do those look like?
Okay, here we have a monosaccharide. You've seen that one before. This one is actually called glucose. If we took two of those and put them together, we would end up with a disaccharide, also known as sucrose. If we put many of them in a chain together, it's called a polysaccharide. It's important to understand how carbs can be used. In terms of input, if we take a monosaccharide like glucose, and we have glucose input, then that's called cellular respiration, and what we're getting out of that is energy. If we flip that, then it would be called photosynthesis, where we're getting energy output. We're getting glucose as the product.
And then the last thing that we have for a carbohydrate are its properties. So most monomers, also known as our monosaccharide, notice we have that mono there, mono means one, and in ose. So we have our lactose, our fructose, our glucose, and our dextrose.